In the last vlog, One Gall Face, a new face of retailing in Colombo, Sri Lanka, I made some amazing discoveries. But I did hang around for the sunset, and while hanging around for the sunset, I discovered the biggest construction project in all of Sri Lanka. Bear with me. The videos you're about to see were shot from the Sunset Terrace of One Gall Face. On the Sunset Terrace of the Gall Face Mall, a new mall that just opened recently, and it's called the Sunset Terrace for an obvious reason as I march towards the sunset. Welcome to Travels with Lobo, based in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Since my vlogs are the antithesis of 25 things to do in Sri Lanka, this detailed series of vlogs on Sri Lanka will be about 40 parts, so please subscribe, and if you learned something new, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome to the series Sri Lanka 3-week discovery tour. This is vlog number 7, and I'll be dealing with the Sri Lankan mega projects, the Chinese Belt Road Initiative, and the so-called debt trap. Stay tuned. In this vlog, I'll be dealing with the following topics. You're welcome to scrub along the timeline to get to any topic that might interest you. Thank you. Since a lot of this vlog is about China and the very, very impressive things that have been happening there, I am leaving a link to one of my vlogs from the China playlist, Shanghai Edition, Pudong Skyline, and Bund by Night, on the way to India. By the way, it reminds me that this channel is not always moribund as it is now with practically no viewers. This video had, 71,000 views and 483 likes? Oh my God. What happened? I think what happened is I just got older, and YouTube is not for old guys. Very, very exciting here. I met these two gentlemen. Where are we at, gentlemen? We're at...
Hello, and this is we are now in the One Gall Face, which was established by the Chinese government.
One Gall Face, in fact, is owned by Shangri-La International, a Hong Kong-based multinational founded by Malaysian tycoon Robert Cook in 1971. The company has over 100 luxury hotels and resorts with over 40,000 rooms around the world. So no, not the Chinese government. But China will be the biggest player in this vlog. By the way, here's the story. Shangri-La Group celebrates completion of One Gall Face, the group's largest venture in South Asia. And that was in 2019. And there is Gall Face Green, that urban park along the Indian Ocean.
There are 4 cities there and all these.
And at this point, I'm about to be introduced to the biggest project in Sri Lankan history, although I didn't realize this till I did this vlog.
Seaside was sanded by the Chinese government about thousands of acres, and it will be continued. The construction will be continued. The construction will be continued for more than 10 years.
Yes, a massive amount of reclaimed land adjacent to Gall Face Green, the location of the biggest project in Sri Lankan history. So when the reclamation is finished, this massive amount of land downtown is to be turned into, well, I'm not quite sure. Let's look at the story. If you look at this map, it will be the Colombo International Finance City, sort of a mini Hong Kong. Yes, mini Hong Kong. Impressive, but it's not scheduled to be finished till 2041. How can it be that precise? But anyway, 2041. And it's intended to fill the gap between Singapore and Dubai, and almost entirely with Chinese financing. How can you call it anything but Sri Lanka's biggest project ever? Just look at this. Note it was originally called Port City, now bearing the name of Colombo International Financial City. And it will be a special financial zone like Dubai and Singapore.
Importantly, why the Sri Lankan government allowed Chinese to establish this program.
That's a real good question. I'm eager to hear the answer. Can you give us the answer? Why? Why?
In order to survive in order to increase the relationship between Chinese and Sri Lankans.
Right.
This is the most important, and employment opportunities.
Exactly. Yeah. Your name is?
I am Shahid.
And you are?
I am Sabri.
And you're two good friends, are you?
Yes.
Great.
Best friend.
Best friends. Can't get better than best friends, right? Okay. Here's a better view of the presidential palace with the ONE GALLE FACE shopping center, office complex, hotel, Shangri-La in the background along the waterfront at night. Correction, that is not the President's Palace, but the Old Parliament, where much of the political action concerning this project must have taken place. Or maybe most of it took place in the new Parliament. That, in fact, is the case, since the new Parliament was opened in 1982. So who are the key players in this and other massive projects? The most important political player is Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka and Finance Minister since 2019. He previously served as Prime Minister from 2004 to 2005 and is the President of Sri Lanka from 2005 to 2015. Just to sweeten the pot, his brother Gotabaya Rajapaksa is, well, he's the president of Sri Lanka, elected just in 2019 to make him the 8th president of Sri Lanka. No mean feat. He's billed as the man who ended Sri Lanka's 30-year civil war with the Tamil Tigers. So the headline goes like this: Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the candidate for the SLPP, the Sinhalese Buddhist National Party, won an overwhelming victory in Sri Lanka's presidential election last weekend. That was in November 2019. In a family affair, he appoints his brother Mahinda as the Prime Minister and Finance Minister, and another brother as Minister of Agriculture. Nice concentration of power, I might add. But it seems the real power is with the Prime Minister. Enter China's famous Maritime Silk Road. Notice that thick blue line passes right by Sri Lanka. It is commonly referred to as China's Belt and Road Initiative. It is a global infrastructure development strategy adopted by the Chinese government in 2013 to invest in nearly 70 countries and international organizations, Sri Lanka being among them, as you will see. Now, I go back to Mahinda Rajapaksa, whose name appears more often than any other when it comes to dealing with the Chinese, and that starts with a port in the south of the country. Since 2012, President of the People's Republic of China has been Xi Jinping, who's the architect of the Road and Belt Initiative and everything else in China. The headline starts with a question mark, next Hambantota, and that is that port in the south that I'll tell you about shortly. Welcome to the Chinese-funded US $1.4 billion port city Colombo in Sri Lanka. Remember, Port City was the name of what is now called Colombo International Finance City. This sits uneasy with some Sri Lankans. They're still smarting from the loss of sovereignty involved in a last encounter with what critics call Beijing's debt diplomacy, and that's about the port in the south. That is Hambantota, located in the south of Sri Lanka. All right, the Chinese built this port for $1.1 billion. By 2015, Sri Lanka was crushed under that debt and couldn't pay the interest. And here is the hammer. Colombo finally agreed to turn over the port to the Chinese for 99 years in exchange for the cancellation of the debt. 99 years, Chinese control of this territory. By the way, Hambantota was in the hometown of then-President Mahinda Rajapaksa, and the port has been incredibly underused ever since its construction, leading to financial losses. Given that background, it's understandable why there might be concern about Colombo International Finance City, which is financed by massive Chinese investment. could another 99-year deal be on the boards right in downtown Colombo? There's concern there, and rightly so. It's basically untenable. In 2018, the government was expected to generate $14.8 billion in revenue, but its scheduled debt repayment around the world is $12.3 billion. Now, go figure that one. Do I dare say that this is a project that maybe Sri Lanka will regret like some others? Will it become another debt trap? Having said that, there's so much more to this story. It's a very, very complex issue. And let's remember, I did come here for the sunset, so let's go to the sunset.
Pacific Ocean. So it's on the west side of Canada.
Oh, west side. Right.
It's Vancouver. Have you heard of Vancouver? Vancouver, yeah. I live about very close to Vancouver in a city called Victoria. It's on Victoria Island.
Yeah.
So it's right on the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
You know, you go down here.
How is Sri Lanka?
Well, you tell me. How is Sri Lanka? Is it good?
You have to tell us.
Sorry?
You have to tell us.
Yeah. Do you live here in Colombo?
No.
We are from Kandy.
Ah, beautiful Kandy. Beautiful. Is Kandy really beautiful?
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Yes. I'm going to Kandy. I'm going in a couple of days. Yes. So home. And there's the sun one more time.
Now, one last word about China. When you see what's happening in Shanghai and in Beijing and all the other cities in China, the development, it's mind-boggling. And to add to that, over 70 investments around the world in various economies as part of their Belt and Road Initiative. Again, the only word that comes to mind is mind-boggling. How do the Chinese do this? We criticize the Chinese for a lot of things, but their economic system, the output is outrageous. Kudos to you if you are still here. I really appreciate that. Join me next Friday as I continue my discovery of Colombo and Sri Lanka, and we'll see you next Friday. Thank you.